Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we are ranking all 32 teams and my prediction for what their records will be. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Eagles, I don't think we need any explanation there. They are Super Bowl caliber. Obviously, because they just won the Super Bowl. So, as always, they're the Super Bowl defending champs. And I don't think there would be any argument there because Jalen Hurts has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and he has Saquon Barkley, and he just has a disgusting offensive line. Playoff team, Packers. I would say they can make it deep in the playoffs, and they probably could, but the last few seasons, they've made the playoffs, but they've lost fairly early. Ravens, they can make it deep in the playoffs. Honestly, they are a Super Bowl caliber, but they've never really made it to the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. They've only made it to championship games, and they lose quite a bit. The Buccaneers. I think the Bucs are a playoff team, and honestly better than the Packers. The Buccaneers beat the Packers very badly the last time we played them. I think they'll be a playoff team. I think we have one of the best wide receiver and running back duos in the league. You got Bucky Irving and Rachaad White, and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And on top of that, we got Emeka Egbuka, who I have a feeling will have a really good season. And on top of that, we got Jalen McMillan, who started doing really well at the end of last season. And we also have Cade Otton. Cade Otton proved that he can be a pretty consistent tight end later on in the season. Now the Commanders/Redskins. I think they can make it deep in the playoffs again. Because the fact that a team that wasn't very good a couple years ago obliterated the Lions, who were a round one bye, like that has to account for something. Texans. I think they're a playoff team too. Their team just needs to stay healthy. Now the Cowboys. I think they're going to barely miss the playoffs because their division is really hard now. They got the defending champs, the Eagles. They have the Commanders, who are pretty good. And honestly, they have the Giants, but the Giants might be better this season. Now the Jets. I think they'll barely miss the playoffs. They're either going to barely miss the playoffs or be a number one draft pick team because I do think now that they have Aaron Glenn, they'll do better. But I just don't know about Justin Fields yet. Now, honestly, I would put the Raiders in the playoff team, but they're barely going to miss the playoffs because I still think they're in the middle of a rebuild year. Because yes, they have Pete Carroll now. They have Geno Smith at quarterback, and Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers. They just need a little help in terms of wide receiver. The Panthers. They're somewhere between here, so I think I'm going to put them here. Panthers do have Dave Canales, who started doing really well for Bryce Young last season. Started giving him more confidence. And hopefully Teteroy McMillan can get them to that next step, but I'm not sure. Falcons. I think they're the other playoff contender in our division because if Michael Penix ends up being good, that team is dangerous. They have a really good duo in Drake London and Darnell Mooney. And they have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. And if Kyle Pitts could actually catch the ball, that team would be disgusting. Chargers. I think they can be a playoff team. They have Jim Harbaugh. Only question they have is really wide receiver. Like they do have Ladd McConkey, who did really well last season. They got Mike Williams back. But man, if Quentin Johnston could actually be good, they wouldn't have as much to worry about, but he's not that good. Dolphins really should be a playoff team, but I honestly think they're going to miss the playoffs again. I don't know, only time will tell. If Tua can stay healthy, they can probably make the playoffs. But if they lose either Tyreek Hill or Jalen Ramsey, I think they can barely miss them. The Browns, I'm sorry, you guys are going to be a number one draft pick again. Like, you have 5 quarterbacks. What are you going to do? Because you know 2 of them are definitely going to be off the team by the time the regular season starts. Patriots. I think they'll be here, barely miss, or they'll still be a number one draft pick. But we don't know. Maybe the Ramondre Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson backfield can be gross. And hopefully Stephon Diggs can make Demario Douglas actually do good this season. Only time will tell. Lions, I will put them deep in the playoffs because they prove that they can make it to the championship game. They just need to get over that hump of actually winning it so they can make a Super Bowl. I think the Titans will have the number one draft pick. I think Cam Ward can be very good for him, but it's very rare that one guy helps a negative record go to a positive record. Like, he has quite a bit of offensive weapons, but I still think they're going to barely miss it. with the Giants. Maybe I'll be wrong because of Jackson Dart, but we'll see. I'm going to put the Broncos there. If Bo Nix can do exactly what he did last season, I think they'll be in tip-top shape. Vikings, I think they'll be a playoff team, but I don't think they'll get deep into the playoffs. 49ers. Christian McCaffrey's there, they're a playoff team. If he's not, I think they barely miss the playoffs. Rams, they're a playoff team. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Kyren Williams, I think they can do really well. Seahawks, they'll barely miss the playoffs again because they have JSN, Cooper Kupp, Zach Charbonnet, and Kenneth Walker. But at QB, they have Sam Darnold and Jalen Milroe, which could be worse, but they could still probably do good. Deep in the playoffs, Bills. And honestly, I think I'm going to put the Falcons down and barely miss playoffs because with the NFC South's luck, most of the time there's only one team that can make the playoffs. Okay, anyways, let's go back to talking about the Bills. They make it deep in the playoffs almost every season and lose to the Chiefs. So, not anything new there. Jags will either be here or here because I don't really see a world where they do as bad as they did last year, especially with all the good changes they've made. Bears. I think they'll be at the top of this too. I think they'll be way better this season. But what are you going to do when your division is the Lions, Packers, and Vikings? This might be the first season I think they barely missed the playoffs. Yeah, they have DK Metcalf, but they don't really have a quarterback right now. They have Mason Rudolph and Will Howard, which I think Will Howard can be good, but still going to be his rookie season. Bengals, they're a playoff team. I know last year they weren't, but I think they can do enough for their defense. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are a Super Bowl caliber team. Not really a question. They made the Super Bowl a lot lately. I don't have very high hopes for the Cardinals. They just need to get a few more wide receivers for Kyler Murray, and he needs to stay healthy for one season. Honestly, I want to put the Colts and barely miss playoffs because if I was their quarterback, I'd be excited. You got the best rookie tight end prospect in years on your team. You have Jonathan Taylor. And in my eyes, you got three really good wide receivers. And two of them can still develop into number ones. Obviously, Michael Pittman had a down year last year, but he was also injured a lot. Now, if Josh Downs and Alec Pierce could actually have a good quarterback for once, I think they could both make 1,000 yards. Because Alec Pierce was disgusting last year. He only had I think 37 receptions for 827 yards. Yeah, imagine if a guy like him gets 100. But if at 37 receptions you have 800 yards and you're averaging 22 yards per catch, that's disgusting. And Josh Downs, he might be a small guy, but he's a really good, slot wide receiver. Michael Pittman, same thing. Tall and a pretty good slot wide receiver and reliable guy when he's healthy. Saints, you guys are not really in a good spot right now. Derek Carr retired. Now you have Tyler Shuck at quarterback. Well, guys, that marks the end of my ranking video for all 32 NFL teams. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be on the lookout for more tier list videos for the NFL. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.